They trying to revive him. Hopefully he ain't die.
These are times when motorcycle riders thought they could outrun the law, but things didn't go their way. Starting with this chase in Brazil, which looks like something straight out of an action movie. A man riding a 300cc Honda XRE motorcycle with a female passenger tried to escape police at high speeds. The entire chase lasted about 6 minutes and was captured on a motorcycle officer's body camera. The fleeing duo swerved through traffic, dodging cars, buses, a police car, and even a ladder. They became airborne over several speed bumps and made dozens of sharp turns through the city's tight, narrow roads. The officer stayed close behind the entire time, despite all the risky maneuvers. The passenger looked back multiple times, surprised that the officer was still chasing them. Finally, the pursuit ended when the rider lost control in a pedestrian area, fell and removed his helmet before surrendering. On April 20th, 2023, in Pemberton, New Jersey, a serious incident led to a high-speed police chase involving a motorcycle. It started when police got a 911 call reporting an issue involving 41-year-old John Nutt. He and a female passenger had taken off from someone's residence on a maroon Harley-style motorcycle. The woman who called the police said that Nutt may have stolen her husband's motorcycle and then took off after a short argument. She also mentioned that he might be homeless or possibly staying with his girlfriend's family in Burlington.
Coming up on Elizabeth Street.
Officer tried to stop the motorcycle after receiving the details, but John Nutt refused to stop and a chase began.
Slowing down a little.
You're on 3 Hills?
Station now. Or you're going to go back towards South Pemberton.
Central, I'll be stopping. MVA.
While fleeing westbound on County Route 687 near the intersection with Davis Street, the motorcycle crashed into an unrelated minivan. The crash was so severe that John Nutt died on the scene. His female passenger was critically injured and had to be airlifted to Cooper University Hospital. Thankfully, she survived and was later released from the hospital. But unfortunately, this next guy wasn't so lucky.
Going to your squad. Got 2 unconscious. Hey, man. So squad, step it up. Hey. Breathe.
It began when a sheriff's deputy spotted a motorcyclist speeding on I-95
and followed behind him for about a minute on I-95. Then, when the motorcyclist gets an opening, he starts speeding more than 100 miles per hour away from the deputy.
The motorcyclist quickly accelerated to over 100 miles per hour, weaving through rush hour traffic and even using the emergency lane.
Just crossed into Glenn County.
At about 2 minutes in, the pursuit continues into a different jurisdiction, going in and out of rush hour traffic on the highway, and at times, into the emergency lane.
At one point, the deputy estimated the speed at 135 miles per hour.
All right, Kim, he's getting off exit 36 on 341. Speeds of 135.
The pursuit continued into Brunswick before the motorcyclist crashed into a car at an intersection and died on the spot.
They trying to revive him. Hopefully he ain't die. Oh man, it happened so quick.
Oh my God.
On August 28, 2022, around 11:20 a.m., a Georgia State Patrol officer spotted a black motorcycle speeding on Georgia 61 near Villa Forest Drive. The motorcycle rider made an improper lane change, and the officer turned on his emergency lights and sirens to stop him. The suspect, wearing a black helmet, white t-shirt, and blue jeans, looked back at the officer and shook his head, refusing to stop.
One here approaching Villa Forest Drive, Dark color motorcycle, white shirt, black helmet, white shirt, black helmet, no 28 display. It's gonna be a white male, also blue jeans on with black shoes.
The officer realized the danger of letting the suspect reach the interstate, so he used a channelization technique to push the motorcycle off the road onto the grassy shoulder.
61 northbound, 61 northbound.
10-3, 1033, 962 is 1080, 61 northbound.
Get on interstate, get on interstate.
10-4, I'm clear, getting on the interstate.
Get right, get right.
The suspect lost control and crashed. He was laying on his back as officers drew their weapons and gave loud commands. After placing him in handcuffs, the officer learned the suspect, Dominic V. Brown, was 19 years old. Mr. Brown faced multiple charges. The motorcycle he rode was reported stolen, and a stolen Glock 48 pistol was also found in his front pocket. The next day, officials confirmed that both the bike and the gun were linked to prior thefts.
10-50, just about. 10-50, 10-50, 10-50. Hands! Get on your face! Get on your face! Get on your face!
But what about this next guy, who wasn't only speeding, but also carrying drugs and a gun? On November 6, 2021, at around 3:39 p.m., deputies in Hahira, Georgia, spotted 34-year-old Uriah Wade Hall riding a silver Suzuki Hayabusa with a skull decal. He was going over 20 miles per hour above the speed limit on Shiloh Road. Lowndes County deputy tried to stop him. Hall didn't pull over. Instead, he made a hand sign with 2 fingers and took off onto the I-75 South ramp. His speed hit an extreme 145 miles per hour, and he kept going like that for over 20 miles. Two Georgia State Patrol units joined the chase. The first rolling roadblock failed, but the second one worked. Hall lost control and crashed in the far left lane. He was given medical help on the scene. When officers searched him, they found a loaded 9mm pistol, 829 grams of meth, heroin, digital scales with white powder, and $1,610 in cash. Hall was a convicted felon with a history of burglary and drug crimes. Next, on September 29, 2023, Trooper Dale Young spotted a black Harley-Davidson motorcycle speeding over 100 miles per hour on Interstate 30. The rider, later identified as David Rourke, weaved dangerously through traffic and even a construction zone. The chase covered nearly 17 miles and lasted over 10 minutes. At one point, David drove in the wrong direction on a ramp and off-roaded across a grassy median to escape.
Texas UPS at Boone County, getting the lead on that.
A trooper eventually used a tactical pit maneuver, sending the bike airborne and crashing David onto the grass. He was found with a loaded gun and admitted to using drugs.
Don't shoot me, please. I got a daughter.
All right. Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. Hand behind your back.
I got a daughter.
This last brutal chase took place in Arkansas after a motorcyclist was seen driving dangerously. The rider was spotted weaving between lanes at nearly twice the speed limit, hitting an estimated 142 miles per hour. A state trooper quickly activated sirens and lights, beginning a pursuit. Soon after, a second officer joined from I-430 North, ready to intercept if the chase continued. The motorcyclist wore a tan shirt and rode a bike with blue and green shades. A third officer joined the chase from Interstate 40 East, forming a triangle formation around the fleeing suspect. As the suspect approached a highway fork, he chose I-430 South, directly into the path of the second officer. At one point, the rider's speed dropped to around 32 to 45 miles per hour before his motorcycle crashed. The rider, later found to have no criminal record, was believed to be a thrill seeker. But this same motorcycle had been in a past chase, and a blue pistol and magazine were found in his backpack. He now faces a felony charge for fleeing and several misdemeanors like reckless driving and unsafe lane changes.
Adam 37's ahead of it.
seatbelt
Hey, get on the fucking ground! On the ground, now! On the ground! Again, motherfucker. Get your own back there. Son of a bitch. Back off, buddy. Hey, shut the fuck up! Hey, shut up! Hey, I don't give a fuck. We're cutting it. I don't give a shit. I'm cutting your helmet off too.
It's a little pull tab.
I don't care.
Red tab.
I don't care. It's getting cut off.
Okay.
Now before you leave, just make sure to give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and also ring that notification bell for such content.